Hello there everyone. This video is going to be a direct continuation of the previous two Maestro automation framework video series, and for this time I think it probably might be final, but we'll see, because I'm doing everything I can to build the foundation for future mobile automation, wherever it might be in the end result, wherever app it might be, wherever approach it might be, just setting the foundation. So this is for the ones who kind of like ready-made solutions, or just stuff like that. In this video we are going to add a few interesting steps to our already somewhat of an automated workflow, which records the flows and publishes that to GitHub Pages. So that schema, I've pretty much explained that workflow in the previous video. So go watch that. I'm gonna leave the links to the playlist in the description of this video. So the updated flow is gonna look like that. So once again, we're gonna record all the flows, push the video artifacts, embed them into the HTML file generated, and after that we're gonna execute it in CI, which is going to run all these steps, but in CI then it's gonna publish the HTML on GitHub Pages and post a Slack message. However, there's been a few steps that have been added, and simple as that. We're gonna archive the report and artifacts, and we are going to send emails automatically, because I know that some probably smaller organizations or maybe even medium-sized businesses could be able to utilize this, should I say. I haven't yet had the experience of it, but I see it as a utility, some sort of convenience, let's call it that way. It's just maybe you want to be private with your reports or just share it only with the stakeholders, so this would be for you. Right, and the same thing is going to happen locally. So we're going to generate the report, and we're going to archive report artifacts and send the emails. So it's really that simple. Once again, here is the whole flow. Okay, so here I am at my IDE, and first things first, we have to run the tests, and we have to record those flows. So let me find this command which actually records all flows, and I guess this is it, record all. And let me just run this stuff. Once again, there's going to be 3 flows based on what we have in our flows folder, and you can see it's already running and recording. Just gonna have to wait for a little bit. Unfortunately, it cannot be done instantly. I wish it could have, but yeah, just what it is. So our artifacts are appearing. This is a good thing. There's another flow running, so let's just wait. As you can see, this one has failed deliberately because the program did so. The video is rendering, uploading, and all that stuff. I guess infrastructure is the most important part of it all, because without it nothing will ever run. And there's our 3rd flow, and the recording has been completed for it. So once again, the video is getting uploaded, and we're almost there. Yeah, so we are done with the recording. Let me exit this one. Here we got our video artifacts, all the recordings, and now it's time to generate the report, because we're gonna archive all that stuff later on. So let me just make sure that it works, right? So I'm gonna run the report serve command here. Looks like it does. Everything seems to be in order. Here are our flows, looking good. Yeah, and the failed one too. Good. So let me go back to the IDE. I guess we won't need the emulator, so here's our report. Here are our recordings. The next thing is the actual update to the flow. And the first script here, which we're gonna utilize, is we're gonna archive this report, the file and the artifacts. This is basically a description of the file system manipulations, or logic, should I say. The output there is gonna be the test report. Here it is, and we make sure that we delete everything that was ever generated before, since we're gonna have a fresh report every time we run this stuff. We're gonna make sure the directory exists. If it doesn't, we're gonna just create it. Then we're gonna need some formatting to add the timestamp for the title of the report archive. And then actually this function is gonna create the archive. We're setting the constants, we're setting the archive name, we're setting the archive path. We log this stuff. We have a few arguments that we're gonna pass to the command. We're grabbing the result and grabbing its status, because it's a process, system process. So I guess we're good. And we're gonna do a try catch with this stuff. All it does, it just triggers this or invokes this function, create archive, and catches errors if there are any. So let's execute this script as well. I got it somewhere around here, I guess. It should be called report archive. It's just a node command wrapped into the package JSON for your convenience for single-click execution as always. So what it does, it just triggers the node and the script. And yeah, here we have our output, and you can see it as well to my left in the test report folder. This is the archive. And the next thing we have to do, and it's actually the final thing for our for this piece of local demonstration, is we're gonna send it as an email to an array of recipients. Let me find the script to show you. So here it is. It's called send report email. We target the report directory first. It uses the .env config because the recipient's emails might be the sensitive data in your organization. You most likely you don't wanna share it with anybody, just for safety reasons. We have the node mailer npm to do that stuff, and we have the path and file system. So we declare the record dir, which we are gonna manipulate a little bit, where we're gonna take this archive from. We would also need this format, like sort of timestamp, to be embedded into the or to be passed into the email subject. So the timestamp basically returns some sort of like a string in the given format. Then we're gonna find the archive file by filtering the report directory for everything that ends with .zip, like this, the archive extension. If the length is 0, we're gonna print an error. Otherwise, we're gonna continue with the script execution. Then we're gonna declare and store the archive path. And this, probably the most important constant here, is the set of the array of recipients. We have the manager email, lead email. This can be whichever you want it to be. It's just the thing that you gotta set this in your .env file, and later, if you're doing this, running this in CI, you gotta set the secrets with all those emails, so like sensitive data that you're using in your particular organization. Then we're going to use the node mailer create transport. We're going to use the Gmail service. So this is probably the most important part here. You'll have to also add to the .env file. You have to add the email user. This is the sender email. So if you're using the Gmail, you're gonna have to add your Gmail email, and you also have to add the email password. But this is not that very same password that that you're using to access your Google account. It's a little bit different in this case. Let me show you what I mean. So Google account has a functionality which is called app passwords. We can simply search for it, and it's actually gonna be something like that. Like the URL is gonna look like this. So my account at google.com/app passwords. And all you have to do is basically, type in your app name and click create. And it's gonna prompt you with the, there's gonna be a pop-up with this password, I guess it's 16 symbols and such, with a few spaces. All you will have to do is copy it and just paste it to the .env file, and that's it. So these are your credentials for the sender email. And then we're gonna have a simple loop, which is going to use the send mail method of our transporter. It's gonna invoke the constant and invoke that send mail method, and we're gonna pass some arguments here, from the sender email to a recipient. And since we have declared our recipients right here, it's gonna iterate through each and every recipient emails it has here. We can set the subject, we can set the body text, and we're also passing the path to our archive as an attachment. And that's it. So once more, let me run this thing. So this script is called report email in the package JSON. All I have to do is click run it, and I guess we'll have to wait for some time. Yeah, email sent to this address, and email sent to another address, right? So here it shows what's been attached. And just to make sure it works, we're gonna check the Gmail, and then we're gonna check the Outlook as well. So here is our message. The subject is okay, the body is okay, and the file is also here. So you can download it, unpack it. Here are our recordings, and here are test results. And you can just, open this stuff. And it's gonna present you with the same report, with the same artifacts for that very same run. And here we are in the Outlook. In the same manner, we're checking this, the inbox in the Outlook. And as you can see, everything works as expected here too. So download this stuff. It's that very same archive, with the very same set of artifacts. And then we have our CI, which is pretty much the same as it was before. It's just that we're now creating the archive create report archive, we got this step, and we got this step, which sends the report email. So we just added this piece of the flow into the overall picture. So both of those have a sequential condition. So the result of one relies on the result of like a previous step. So in order for the create report archive step to be executed, we need it to first be generated. So if that fails, this won't execute, and no reports will be sent because, you know, something went wrong in this step. So just some security measures, I guess. And let me also trigger this flow in CI so I can show you when it completes. We're gonna have to wait for like 10 some minutes until it wraps up. So here we got our Slack message after the CI is finished running, and we also should have our report being sent to that array of recipients. And here we got the logs for that. Simple as hell. So send to one recipient and another one too. Yeah, another important step here is that since we're now storing a bunch of environmental variables in our .env file, we would need, and like this .env file is ignored, like it's git ignored, we would need to add a specific step for those env variables to be written into, or like those secrets to be written into the .env file in the CI. So this file, the .env file in the CI, is going to be like programmatically generated, so to speak, with all the same environmental variables which are represented as secrets in this repo. Yeah, let's check our emails once again. So here we got the new email with this archive. Let's download it, unzip it, go here, go to the test results HTML. Here are our logs with the videos. And same thing for the report email in our Outlook. Same stuff. So it all works as expected in CI, which is a good thing. The only thing I see different is the date format for the archive in the Outlook. I guess this probably might be some issues. There probably might be some issues with the formatting within a specific email service, or like data parsing or whatever. But it's kind of strange to me that, you know, these minor differences exist, but this poses like no threat, no discomfort, or like it doesn't pose an issue, at least for now. And it's not like the scope of this demo. It's not like for me to fix it like straight away. So I just wanted to show you that, you know, you can do this thing privately. If you're like working in a smaller organization, which doesn't yet, you know, full-blown mobile QA process setup, or like a huge team to support it, you can work with this stuff in this sort of manner. So let me just perform an env cleanup, which is going to delete all the artifacts, the reports, kill the emulator, you know, free up the ports, just, you know, destroy everything that I've created. Okay. Yep, bunch of reports, a bunch of ports have been killed, processes as well, artifacts. So we're all good. Yeah, once again, thank you for viewing this demo, for the ones who did. And yeah, feel free to implement these or, you know, similar solutions. It's all up to you now. The AI can literally do this for you if you have like it described correctly, you know, if you sort of present the idea. Of course, there's gonna be some minor things here and there to fix, like the one with the date formatting for the Outlook. I guess it's mitigatable. I don't think it's something critical or like even a blocker, since like we're only interested in the report being generated, like with the video artifacts being attached and it being published in the CI for everyone to look and have a transparent process between all the stakeholders. And the sub-process, or at least I call it a sub-process with the email generation, or like the archive, the report archiving and the email sending. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and see you in the future vids. As always, peace out, bye-bye.